Masks of Consciousness and Functional Movement by Renee Lindstrom, Feldenkrais practitioner and somatic dialogue coach, teacher, and mentor. Awareness through movement and somatic dialogues are in the Health Life area in the Lifestyle template at Inside Awareness Center for Integrative Somatic Learning. These pictures were taken by permission of a gal who has since passed. After working with Dee in my office, I began to see her in her home. She stopped driving and we came up with the strategy that she have lessons in her own space. When seeing her in my office, she transitioned from the masks of anger, rage, depression, and hardship, scarcity, as a result of how she felt life treated her. When I went into her space, I quickly recognized she was making choices to lock into that behavior and not shift it. She didn't want to change and instead created the conditions to continue being in a victim mindset. These two pictures reflect two postures. One is her normal sitting posture, and the other is the posture I suggested. My suggestion was from the perspective of functional integration using the Feldenkrais method. I had her alternate between the two postures a few times and then asked for feedback on the differences she felt. I wasn't expecting her to answer so clearly from an emotional perspective. I was focused on physical sensations, yet was happily surprised to hear her response. She said that in the second posture she felt relief, lighter, and happier. The first picture was her normal posture. She sat for hours a day in that first posture and fretted over her life circumstances that alternated between irritability, rage, and deep depression. She was able to recognize the difference in how she felt emotionally between the two postures. This was an eye-opening experience for this Feldenkrais practitioner who was beginning a journey of introducing conscious awareness through functional movement patterns to a maturing and aging community. Recently, I had another functional integration that included a somatic communication method I integrated into a public practice concurrently with a Feldenkrais practice. Over time, I have been working on the level of fear responses in functional movement with the student, where I recognized a release of their facial tension and responses that were mask-like. In our early conversations, we spoke of physical responses in the interactive processing of relationships. From this practitioner's perspective, it is an indicator of the restrictions in the jaw, eyes, ears, neck, spine, shoulder, ribs, arms, and more. There is no differentiation in the reactive responses in communicating to physical body responses. They are uniquely tied together. As this person's elusive mask was softening, it became obvious. There was an appearance of increased flexibility and resilience. We had an interplay of somatic dialogue and somatic movement that increased clarity of emotional responses. This tapped into an organic interplay between mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. After our session, I mentioned I would send her the following poem from Dr. Marshall Rosenberg's book, Nonviolent Communication. The mask, always a mask, held in the slim hand whitely. Always she had a mask before her face. Truly the wrist, holding it lightly, pitted the task. Sometimes, however, there was a shiver, fingertip quiver ever so slightly, holding the mask. For years and years and years I wondered, but dare not ask, and then I blundered. Looked behind the mask to find nothing. She had no face. She had become merely a hand holding a mask with grace. Author unknown. With a focus of intention on increasing conscious awareness, I am pleased with these crossovers in response to environmental influences using functional movement and somatic dialogue patterns. They truly align and integrate well together. I am taking in new functional integration and somatic dialogue students in person and online. Connect with me through www.insideawareness.com and check out my new 25 winter classes. Feldenkrais integrates well and supports awareness through eating programs, awareness through goal programs, awareness through living integrative programs, somatic dialogue programs, and awareness through environmental influences. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and join me on my socials: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Pinterest. The connects will be in the description box below. Thank you, and I'll catch you on the next one.